Alrighty, hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cryptic Coil, and today I have yet another massive book haul for you guys. I took a couple days off this week, and during a weekday when I normally wouldn't be available, I hit up that one thrift store by my place, the one that's like within walking distance, and I found like a lot of good stuff. And it's like if I would have waited till my day off to go down there, I I swear I would have missed out on all the good stuff, but I got some like pretty sweet pickups this time around. So let's just get into it. And I think that today I'm actually going to go ahead and start off with the R.L. Stines. So the first one that I want to show you is this one. This is a Goosebumps House of Shivers book. It's called The Scariest Book Ever. This one's like fairly new. I think that it just came out last year in 2023. This is the first printing from 2023. And one of my viewers, Kits, I can never get your last name right. I'm so sorry. Please don't hate me. But anyway, when this came out, she let me know that it was coming out and there was an opportunity to order an autographed copy, and I meant to do it. I just didn't get around to it. Now I kind of regret it, but I have a brand new copy in like, really good condition, mint condition. It's just not autographed, but I'll take it. I did miss out though. I should have listened to her. All right. And in my last haul, I found one of those Goosebumps or one of those More and More Tales to Give You Goosebumps books. I don't remember which number in that series I found, but it was in mint condition. Well, this one is special edition number 6, so I guess it's number 6 in the series. And the cover's, in okay condition. It's definitely got some wear and tear, but it's not too bad at all. This is in pretty good condition as well. Just for fun, I'll go ahead and tell you guys what stories are in this one. Good healthy spine. It's holding onto the pages. That's my big thing. Ooh. Someone highlighted and wrote. Oh, wow. I didn't see that. That's a shame. Some girl named Deidre. She wrote her name in the inside of the cover, but oh well. Book's still in pretty good condition. So story number 1 is called Don't Sit on the Grunk. Story number 2 is called Nutcracker Nightmare. Story number 3 is called The Ice Vampire. I do love vampires, so that sounds interesting. Story number 4 is called A Holly Jolly Holiday. Story number 5 is called Why I Hate Jack Frost. Story number 6 is called Marshmallow Surprise. Story number 7, Monster on the Ice. So I got the Ice Vampire and Monster on the Ice. Interesting. Story number 8, The Double Dip Horror. Story number 9, Santa's Helpers. And story number 10, Attack of the Christmas Present. So that's pretty cool. Hey, does anyone remember what's this dog's name? Okay, you got Curly on the cover, and then you got the dog like, sledding. I mean, it's a cool looking cover, but these were good finds. Then I found this Goosebumps, or it's not Goosebumps. It's just a graphic novel by R.L. Stine. It's called Just Beyond the Scare School. And there's some, really cool artwork in here. I found one of these in the wild before, but it was not in good condition at all. So I ended up not picking it up because I had a feeling that someday I'd find one in better condition. And just the other day, I happened to find this. And it was only like $2 or something, but, it's in great condition. And it looks good. It looks interesting. But I don't want to read the synopses on too many of these because I want to try to make these videos shorter for you guys. So I'll move on to another R.L. Stine book that I found that I'm pretty happy about. This is a special edition Goosebumps. I don't know if it's a Slappy's World or whatever it is. It just says Slappy Beware. It's a hardback. This is in a very good condition. No one wrote their name on the inside. I picked this up for like $2 or less. There's some pretty cool artwork in here too, and it's just black and white pencil sketch art. Yeah, so here's one. There's not that many, but that's a pretty cool looking image right there. I will read the synopsis on this one because this sounded really cool. Okay. The untold true story of the world's most villainous dummy. In the Goosebumps universe, there is no villain more feared than Slappy. Endowed by his magician creator with devious powers, Slappy has only one mission in his tiny, deranged mind: do evil every day, all day. But he may have met his match in the Carlton family. Each of Slappy's attempts to ruin their lives ends in disaster, and the dummy starts to panic. Will Slappy's scariest day yet bring an end to his reign of terror? Okay, that sounds pretty cool. All right. Then I found another copy of The Nightmare Room, book number 2 in the series, locker number 13. I already have this, but this is in pretty good condition. There is some writing on the inside, but at least it's in pencil, so maybe I can try to erase it. I don't know, but this one's in really good condition. I would like to find more of these Nightmare Room books. Let's see. Were there any more R.L. Steins? Give me just... Oh, yes, there were, actually. Okay, so I found this. This is like a mint condition copy of Fear Street Into the Dark, and this is one of the later Fear Street books in the original 51 or 52 series. Minus the 13 super chillers, but yeah, this is one of the later harder to find books in the original Fear Street series, and these things are actually going for quite a bit of money on eBay. And I found this at a thrift store, the one by my house or my apartment, on my day off for like less than $2. It's in mint condition, but it is a book club edition, but I don't care because the copy that I have already is a used library copy, and it's not in very good condition. It has a protective plastic adhesive over the cover to protect it, which is cool, but it secures the Dewey Decimal marker to the spine. It's got the library card inside. It's not in good condition. It's a beat up library copy. But this is going to be my collector's copy, which is really cool. I haven't read this one yet, but I'm itching to. So that was a really satisfying find. Then I really enjoy finding these Fear Street reprints that when the covers look like this. I mean, I have a number of these. Like I have All Night Party, I have Secret Admirer, The New Girl. Well, I just found The Rich Girl the other day at that same thrift store, and that was really cool and really fun to find. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. Let's see what else did oh, and I think that I'm done with the R.L. Steins as far as I can tell. But I finally found a Gooflumps book. I remember these from elementary school. I remember there was a kid in my one of my elementary school classes. I don't remember if it was third, fourth, or fifth grade, but it was in that time frame. He had these. He got them for like his birthday or something, and he brought them to class and showed them off. This is actually the one that I remember. I think there's only 2 of these Gooflumps books by the author R.U. Slime. which is cute. This is in a pretty good condition, a good healthy spine that's holding on to all the pages. Someone did write their name on the inside, but other than that, it's in, I would say, somewhere between very good and near mint condition. Uh, the corner on the back of the book is a little bit creased and folded and dented, but no biggie. It's still in super good condition. Realistically, though, I don't see myself reading this, but it is nice to have for my collection. All right, so moving away from R.L. Stine, however, I feel like you probably can't say R.L. Stine without saying Christopher Pike. I found a used beat up copy of one of the Spooksville books, The Deadly Past. Now, I already have this book in much more mint condition. I remember reading this one when I was a kid. I enjoyed this one. I would like to reread the Spooksville series. So it is actually nice to have found, like, a really beat up copy. So that way it could be my reading copy. So I definitely plan on keeping this and hanging on to it so I don't have to mess up the nice, pretty, pristine collector's copy. Let's see what else. Oh, and then I found another copy of The Midnight Club. And this one's pretty beat up. I remember reading this book in 8th grade last year. I watched the Netflix series. It's a bitter, bitter shame that that series ended, that they didn't renew it for a second season, because I would love to have seen where they were going with it. But that first season was pretty good. This is one that I would like to reread. I typically don't reread novels, but I read this when I was 14. I'm 38 now, so I mean, it's been 24 years, so this would be worth a reread for sure. All right, let me show you the adult novels that I found. So, oh my gosh, it's the strangest thing. So I just found this yesterday. This is Transformation by Whitley Strieber, and or Communion, or no, I guess Communion was the first book. Anyway, there's this YouTube channel that I absolutely love called The Y Files, and he talks about like conspiracy theories and alien abductions and government cover-ups and things like that. It's a really entertaining show, but it's like edutainment. And he was in last night's episode that just dropped. He was talking about Whitley Strieber. Apparently, Whitley Strieber claims to have been abducted by aliens, and he wrote Communion. And then there's this book, Transformation, and I guess it was inspired by his real life abduction by aliens. Now, I'm not going to take a side. I'm not going to say he did or didn't get abducted by aliens. That's your call, not mine. But I found this paperback, Transformation, and it's in excellent condition. I guess they made Communion into a movie, and I heard it wasn't very good, or at least that's what they said on the Y Files. But yeah, so that was just some kind of ironic timing. It's like, whoa, never mind. I'm not going to go there. Then I found another Tor horror book by John Ferris, and I know John Ferris has a number of books. I know other people in this space like Cameron Chaney, and I think even like Slime and Slashers. I think that they might have a couple of John Ferris books in their collection. Well, I have The Fury and the Terror. I found this recently. It's in pretty good condition. The spine's a little bit warped, but other than that, the spine is healthy and it's holding onto the pages perfectly well. This is a big book, and the font is it's not too small. It's not that big though. To tell you the truth, I don't know if I'm gonna read this, but it is gonna look good on the shelf next to all my other Tor horror books. And then lastly, I have this John Saul book. Now, I've never read any John Saul books. I know that my younger brother did. I've never read any John Saul books. I only bought this one because I found it at a thrift store for like $2, and the cover looks really good. A really healthy looking cover. It's somewhere between, I would call it near mint. Like if I were going to sell it, I'd list it in near mint condition. Healthy spine holding onto the pages. A really cool looking cover. I mean, look at that. And it's called Hellfire. I will go ahead and read you the synopsis on back. The old mill has been silent for 100 years, its dread secrets locked from view. Still, the people of Westover, Massachusetts remember and whisper of that terrible day when horrifying flames claimed 11 innocent young lives. The day the mill's doors slammed shut forever. But now, the last of the once powerful Sturgis family is about to unlock those doors again and unleash an elemental fury. For behind the padlocks, deep within the dark, abandoned building, a terrible vengeance waits, a vengeance conceived in hellfire. So that actually does sound really good. And I think, yeah, that was it for my adult novels. Okay, so let me kind of clean this up a little bit to get them out of the way. Let me get these out of the way as well. So, I found some Nickelodeon books, and they're all The Secret Life of Alex Mack books. So, this one has Alex Mack and her older sister, and this one is called Bet You Can't. And then this one is Bad News Babysitting, and then the last one is called Bonjour Alex. And I'm actually learning French on Duolingo right now, and I mean I have been for a while, and so I love finding anything with references to French and France. These Alex Mack books are all in like super good condition as well. I did grow up watching this show. I did really enjoy it, but it wasn't one of the shows that I prioritized watching because my family oftentimes only had one TV, or at least up until I got to like high school. And so we weren't allowed to watch like everything on Nickelodeon because sometimes my parents wanted to watch TV. Then but yeah, it is cool to have those Alex Mack books. Let's see. Oh, speaking of TV show books, I found this yesterday and I was really excited. I was like, yay, another Power Rangers book. Then I got home and it turns out I already had it, so that was a little disappointing, but you know, oh well. Let me show you some really cool stuff now, or stuff that I think is pretty cool. Okay, grabbing a handful right here. Where's the, do I have the Nixon one? Oh, there it is, there it is. Okay. All right. So I found another copy of Lois Duncan's Killing Mr. Griffin. I didn't have one uh, with this cover. This is a Dell book, and I think the cover looks really cool. I have a couple of copies of Killing Mr. Griffin now. This one's in really good condition. Whoever originally owned it decided to use packing tape to make themselves a little protective cover, or protective plastic adhesive. I'm not mad at it. That's okay. They did write their initials and the date in the book, though, for some reason. But other than that, this is in really good condition. So always happy to find a Lois Duncan book with an alternative cover, even though I tell myself I'm not a cover chaser. Speaking of not being a cover chaser, I found yet another copy of The Kidnapping of Christina Lattimore by Joan Lowry Nixon. This is a really old copy. This one was printed by Dell Fiction as well. And it's, I guess, part of Laurel Leaf Books. Let's see. This one was printed in 1980, but I guess the book was copyrighted in 1979. This one is holding up fairly well for its age, but this is definitely going to be a collector's copy, not a reading copy. Then I found a Jay Bennett book, and I'm trying to find the rest of Jay Bennett's books. I found one, and I didn't recognize the cover, and I was like, yes, maybe I have one, or maybe I just found one that I didn't already have. And the one that I found is in really good condition, and it's The Executioner by Jay Bennett, of course. Excellent condition. The pages haven't even yellowed. This one, I think, was printed in 1982. Excellent condition, beautiful cover. It's like mint. It's almost in the exact same condition that it was the day it was printed. Then I brought it home, and of course, it turns out I already had it with an alternative cover. And they're both printed by Avon Flair. And this one is actually in slightly better condition. Like I guess like this one that I found would be near mint, and I guess this one would be mint. I mean, there's a little bit of fading on the back cover, but it feels just as strong as it would have felt the day it was printed. The pages are offering resistance when I open it up. And this one also says first Avon Flair printing April 1982. And it's like, but they're both printed by Avon Flair. Which one is the first printing? Anyway, so those were really cool finds. Then I found another Nightmare Hall book, and this is in excellent condition as well. I doubt it's ever been read. Excellent condition. There's a little bit of a water damage on the pages, but that's negligible. I mean, you hope it was just water. You know, I'd hate for it to be like urine. You know, that's always scary to think about, but I feel like the odds are pretty low that that's what happened. So I'll chance it. But yeah, this is in really good condition. I didn't already have it, and this is my fourth Nightmare Hall book for my collection. And then I found me another Caroline B. Cooney book that I didn't have, and this is Code Orange. So I feel like I have most of Caroline B. Cooney's books. The fact that I find them out in the wild as often as I do tells me that she's always been a very popular author, and I think that's good. The only book from her that I ever read was The Face on the Milk Carton, and it was really good, a really great idea. They made a movie out of it, and the movie was pretty good and pretty faithful to the book from what I remember. I read and saw the movie in 4th grade. But this book, Code Orange, is from 2005. It's not a horror novel. It seems like it's more of a thriller. And to tell you the truth, I'm not really interested in reading this. I just have it for my collection. And then I still have quite a bit more to go. So I'm going to try to power through these because I don't want these to be this video to get too much longer. We're already at 23 and a half minutes. Okay, so I found another copy of The Dark is Rising by Susan Cooper. I also have a copy in the same type of edition of The Green Witch by the same author, but then I already have another copy of this book, The Dark is Rising, but it's like a more modern reprint, so that was cool. I'd like to read her books. They look good. Oh, I found another copy of When Midnight Comes by Carol Beach York. I already have one, but not in this edition. This one, all it says is it was copyrighted in 1979, but I don't think, it doesn't say whether this is a first edition or not. So that was cool. I'll just knock these out right away. I found 2 more of the Creepover books. Now, I haven't read them, but they do sound pretty cool. I think that when I was a kid, I think that I would have probably been into these. I think that there's only 4 in the series, and I know that Elizabeth Sagewood is a fan of these. I'd like to read them. I found number 2. It's called You Can't Come In Here. And then I found, I think this is book number 4. I think this is the last book in that series, if I'm not mistaken. And there isn't like a list on the inside that would say, it doesn't say number 4 on the spine or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure that this is number 4. I could be wrong. Anyway, moving on from that, I found this. This looked pretty cool. It's called "The Haunted House and Other Spooky Poems and Tales." Uh, it's edited by Gladys Schwartz and Vic Kroom. I don't know who they are, but this is a really old-looking children's book. It's got some pencil sketch art, some kind of cartoony-looking pencil sketch art on the inside. What year did this come out? This came out in 1970, and for a book, a children's book that's this old, that's in pretty good condition. So that was a fun find. And then I found something kind of in the same vein. Uh, it's called In a Dark Room and Other Scary Stories. You guys know I'm into like rock and roll and heavy metal. Well, there's like an 80s hair metal band called Skid Row. They have a song called In a Darkened Room, and that song's like all in my head right now. But this is retold by Alvin Schwartz, the same the man who brought us like scary stories to tell in the dark, like that series. And this looks like it's for really young kids because every page, has artwork like that, and the font is actually pretty big, and there's not very much font on any of the pages. So these look like they're probably appropriate for like small children, like children who are a little too young for Goosebumps. I was actually wrong about the adult books. I do have one more adult book I'd like to show you. It's a Richard Peck book, and it's called Dead Pawn. And the reason why I picked it up, I even think I'm gonna read it. If I wasn't from Albuquerque, New Mexico, I probably wouldn't have cared about this one. But because I am from Albuquerque, New Mexico, I'm interested in reading it. And I'll read the synopsis on back, and I'll tell you why. All right, here's the synopsis. Bob Wentz, an Albuquerque building contractor, is sentenced to the New Mexico State Penitentiary for a crime he didn't commit. He is mysteriously granted an early release and declares he is fed up with accidents or fate running his life, associating himself with the minor crooks and major scammers who gather at his father's restaurant, Dimmy's Half Off. Wentz vows to reestablish his life and exact revenge on those who set him up originally. This means working the system, and according to Richard Peck's Dead Pawn, that's what New Mexico is all about. So, let me comment on that. Yeah, we definitely have our share of corruption. We have one of the highest crime rates in the country. Sometimes, even though like New Mexico has its beauty and it has its charms, and the food here is unlike any other food you've ever had, because of the green chili and the red chili. And so if you go to Mexico and order enchiladas, they're not going to be the same. If you go to Texas and order enchiladas, they're not going to be the same. So anywhere where you're going to have like a large Hispanic and Latino population, I honestly think that we have the best food in that genre. And we have the most beautiful sky you've ever seen, especially in Albuquerque, because we have the mountain on the outskirts of the city. And so there's some cool things about living here, but it can be embarrassing living here because every time we make the national news, I mean, it's always for the wrong reason, like the dead women who were found out in the Mesa, like that whole thing. The statistics are just embarrassing, where we rank in education and the economy, and the fact that we're like one of the poorest of the 50 states, and we have some of the least train tracks of the 48 continental U.S. states, but we have one of the most highest rate of train track related deaths in the country. Okay, so it can be a little embarrassing at times. It can be a little ghetto, even though we also have our fair share of beauty and corruption, and we're a border state, so some of our crime is cartel related and everything. So this looks like something I can really read and relate to and stuff like that. And I also like the turquoise thing on the desk or whatever. So I look forward to reading this, and I have a few of Richard E. Peck's other books, but they're more for like children and young adults. This one is a mystery. Okay, and then like Gallup and the Navajo Reservation are also mentioned on here, and the how like every other state in the U.S. is called something like California is the Golden State, Florida is the Sunshine State, Texas is the Lone Star State. New Mexico is different. We're not a type of state. We're the land of enchantment. The locals call it the land of entrapment, but that was mentioned on here. So yeah, this is cool because I'm feeling like I'm being represented, and whether it's good or bad doesn't matter. It's fairly true-ish, and I'm being represented, so I'm kind of excited about that one. All right, almost done here. I have this Camelot or Avon Camelot printing, and I really like finding these. This one is very vintage, but it's in excellent condition for its age. The pages have yellowed. Someone wrote their name on the inside. This one is by Virginia Hamilton, and I have one or two of her other books. This one is called Sweet Whispers, Brother Rush. Oh, it's a Newbery honor book. Good for her. I'm not going to read you the synopsis on the back, but this one was printed in 1983, so it's a couple of years older than me, which is cool, and it's in great condition. There's that. An Eve Bunting book, okay, called The Presence. Now, I've seen a number of Eve Bunting's books out in the wild, and I never really picked them up. But this one is called The Presence, a Ghost Story, and I wanted to read the summary on back and see if it would be something that I'd be into. And this is something that I'd really love to read, and soon. Okay, I will read you the summary on back. "It's all right, little one," he said. "Death isn't the worst thing that can happen. Death and forgetting and peace. I recommend it." Ever since her best friend was killed in a car accident, 17-year-old Catherine has been haunted by thoughts of that terrible night. So when on a visit to her grandmother's church, Catherine meets a handsome young stranger who tells her he can channel the dead. She's eager for him to put her in touch with her lost friend in hopes that she can finally put her mind at ease. But the stranger may not be all that he appears. Catherine is the only one who seems to notice when he's around, and an elderly woman warns her to stay away from the church where she meets with him. Most alarming of all, he seems to be connected to a number of girls who have mysteriously disappeared. And they all bear a striking resemblance to Catherine. Despite her misgivings, Catherine is desperate for the stranger to help her make contact with her dead friend. Will she risk meeting him, even if it means putting her own life in danger? Publishers Weekly says this is chilling, crisp writing, and questions that remain unanswered till tale's end will likely keep fans of ghost stories engaged. Yeah, this looks really good, and it was printed in 2010. So yeah, that looks really good, and I hope to read it very, very, very soon. Okay. Next, I'm gonna knock out all of my Apple paperbacks, vintage Apple paperbacks that I found. Okay, so real quick, I found another copy of Scared to Death by Jana and Malcolm. And there's this one, Scared to Death, and then there's Scared Stiff, and I have them both, but I didn't have Scared to Death with this cover, and I think that is a really cool looking cover. It's kind of beat up. Spine's doing pretty good. Pages are holding on very well. So it is cool to have another copy in that edition. Oh, I don't remember why I picked this one up, but the author's name is Norma Fox Mazur, and it's called "B. My Name is Bunny, and I Hate Saying Goodbye." And this looks cute. It looks wholesome. It doesn't look like something I would read or something I would have been into when I was a kid. But this is in like super good condition. It did used to belong to a classroom. There are stamps and stuff inside. But other than that, the book itself is in mint condition. This was printed in 1987, and the fact that it was in such good condition from that time, I think that's why I picked it up for the shelf where all of my other vintage Apple paperbacks are. Then I found this. This is really cool looking. It's called Thanksgiving by Diane Curtis Reagan, and it's got this like really evil looking turkey on it. And this is in pretty decent condition. Spine's doing okay. Pages are holding on fairly well. This is from 1996, and so who knows? Maybe around Thanksgiving I'll get around to reading this one. Then I found this one. This is called The Mystery of the Haunted Trail. And it's about a boy who goes hiking, and there's a trail that's supposed to be haunted or something. And it's by an author named Janet Lorimer. And this is in really excellent condition. Spine is doing great. And this is from 1989. The pages are kind of starting to yellow a little bit. But cover's not too bad at all. Pretty good condition. So I'm very happy to have this one. Then I found this one. This one looks really good. It's called The Girl in the Window. The Girl in the Window by Wilma Yeo. And a great looking cover. You see like, a girl in a window pressed up against it. This girl running away from the house looking scared. Really good looking cover. This is from 1988. So very good condition. I'll go ahead and read the summary, or I'll read the tagline on the front and this synopsis on back. Okay, tagline on the front reads, "Is it a ghost, or is Lady Ann Alcott really back?" And here's the summary on back. Things like kidnappings don't just happen in Meander. I mean, they never had up until little Lady Ann Alcott disappeared last summer just before my 9th birthday. The kidnapping hit me, Kylie Mulligan Culver, a lot harder than it did the town kids because Dad and I lived out on what is left of the old Alcott plantation. Losing Lady Ann was like losing someone in my own family. Kylie has just seen Lady Ann in the window of the Alcott mansion. Then why will no one admit she's back? So that looks like a good read. And then I found another copy, or I found a copy of Teacher's Pet. Now, I have Class Clown, but I didn't have Teacher's Pet, or I don't think I have Teacher's Pet. This could be a redundant copy, but it's in pretty decent condition. There's a stamp on the inside that shows that it used to belong to an elementary school, but I don't think it was ever read because the cover and the pages are offering resistance when I open it up, so therefore the spine is just as healthy as the day the book was printed back in 1989. And when I was a kid, my father read me the first book in the series, Class Clown. And then the next school year, I read this book, Teacher's Pet. Okay, and I think that I only have, this is the last of my Apple paperbacks. This one is called School Days, Report to the Principal's Office by Jerry Spinelli. Now, Jerry Spinelli, he also wrote Maniac McGee. And this is a cool looking cover. I bet you I would have dug this back in the day when I was young. What year is this from? 1991. Oh my gosh. And this is like in perfect condition. Like the day it was printed, type perfect. Great condition. So very happy to have this. Almost done. Found a copy of Sweet Valley Twins and Friends, and this is a super chiller. Now, I didn't grow up reading Sweet Valley High, but there was a TV show, and I did watch it a little bit, and I did enjoy the show. I still remember like the theme music for the show, but whenever I see one that says super chiller, I can't help myself, and I tend to pick them up. So this is a cool one. This is number 6 in the Sweet Valley Twins and Friends series, and this is The Curse of the Golden Heart, and they're scuba diving, and one of them is holding up a little golden heart. I found this book, and this looks like really fun. It's called The Half a Moon Inn by Paul Fleischman, and that's a pretty cool looking cover. I like how the moon and the clouds look like a face over, like, a creepy old inn. I will read you the summary on back because this sounds good. That's why I picked it up. Aaron has never been left alone before. He is mute and depends on his mother for everything. But tomorrow, Aaron will be 12 years old enough to stay home by himself while his mother goes to town. Everything will be fine as long as he stays close to the house. And if there's trouble, Aaron can write what he needs to say. Trouble there is aplenty. When a terrible blizzard keeps his mother from returning home, Aaron sets out to search for her, but he stumbles upon the mysterious Half-a-Moon Inn, where the crafty Miss Grackle forces him to work for her. How can Aaron stop her from carrying out her devilish schemes before it's too late? I think that sounds pretty good. There's some interesting artwork on the inside, and the year this is from is 1980. Wow, this is an excellent condition for a book that was printed in 1980. The pages haven't even yellowed. Okay, excellent condition. All right, so we are down to the last couple, and they're all like, scholastic books, so I think that they're just, middle grade. The first one that I want to show you is called Ghost Buddy by the Fonz himself, Henry Winkler, and some lady named Lynn Oliver, okay? And this one is called Ghost Buddy. It's number 1 in the series, Zero to Hero. And it's a cool looking cover. You have like, a boy who's alive, and then like the ghost of a mischievous boy on the cover. There's a picture of Fonzie on the back. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Henry Winkler played Fonzie in Happy Days, and he played Coach Klein in The Waterboy. And this book is from 2012. I couldn't resist. I mean, I would have probably gotten it either way, but once I saw that it was from the Fonz, I was like, hey, I better get this one. So then I found this one, and oh my gosh, this one looks so good. It looks so cute and so cool. They should make a movie out of it. Okay, I would go see it in theaters. It's called Dog Whisperer, The Ghost by Nicholas Edwards. And look at that cover. Okay, so there's a child and their dog, their golden retriever looking dog. That is a cute dog. Okay, so here's the summary on back. Okay, because this sounds good. From the day Emily rescued her dog, Zach, they have always shared a special connection, but it's more than special. They can read each other's minds. And since Zach can sense when someone is in danger, they've been using their special power to help save people. But now Emily and Zach have discovered something new. They can see ghosts, and one ghost in particular needs their help. Shocked by her new discovery, Emily is determined to find out who this ghost is and why he is haunting her town. Helping the ghost will help save someone else, but if Emily and Zach are the only ones who can see the ghost, how can they get anyone to believe them? Will they be able to help in time, or will the ghost be doomed to haunt the earth forever? And this is from 2011, and it's in really good condition. I really want to read that one soon as well. Then I found this book called The Ghost of Cutler Creek by Cynthia DeFelice. And it's got a pretty cool looking cover, I would say. This one is from, let's see, 2011. And so, like, these modern scholastic middle grade books, like, my collection of them is actually growing pretty good. I really want to read some of them, even though I don't have any nostalgia for them. Some of them look good and sound cool. So, yeah. Then I found this one by Delilah S. Dawson, and it's called Camp Scare, and this is a great looking cover. Okay, it reminds me of, like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Not that we ever saw them roasting marshmallows on that show, but Camp Scare, this is a cool one. This one might be good for next year's Old School April, if Kelsey keeps the Crystal Lake prompt. So this is pretty cool. Guys, I only got 2 more books left. This one and one more. So let's read the summary on back. Okay, there's no tagline on front. This is in great condition, except the thrift store sticker peeled off a little bit of the paint, but no biggie. Here's the synopsis on back. Parker Nelson can't wait for summer camp. She'll have fun and make amazing memories, far away from the bullies at school. But something terrible happens. The mean girl who made life a living nightmare is in Parker's cabin. Soon all the other campers turn on Parker. No one wants to be her friend. Except Jenny. Jenny is the only one who is willing to listen, the only one who understands, the only one who feels the same way Parker does, that there's a deep, dark secret to making friends, and she's the only one who doesn't know it. But there's something else Parker doesn't know. Something bad happened at the camp a long time ago, and it just won't stay buried. This is from 2022. This is the font isn't very big, but it's double spaced, so this looks like a pretty easy read. And the last book that I want to show you is this one by Daphne Benitez Grab. It's called I Know You're Lying. And I think I have a couple of her other books as well. And since this is the last book and we've gotten this far, let me just read the summary on the back. If you took my stuff, you'll pay. There's been a theft at the middle school. Sasha's bag has been stolen from her locker. The security cameras on the school's front entrance captured 4 students entering the building early: Maddie, Jack, Nora, and Henry. Each of them has a reason to dislike Sasha. Each has something to hide, but which one of them is guilty? Despite their suspicions about one another, the 4 must work together to figure out what really happened before Sasha gets her revenge on all of them. Set during a single day of school, this is a gripping, twisty read about what happens when bullying goes too far, from the author of I Know Your Secret. And I think I have I Know Your Secret. I do, actually. And it sounds pretty good. This sounds pretty good as well. This is from 2022 as well. So I'd really like to read these Daphne Benitez grab books that I've been finding. Yeah, so this was a long video. Again, sorry about that, guys. I did try to make it as quick as possible, but I am satisfied with this week's haul. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please let me know in the comment section below if what you thought of this haul. Okay, thanks for watching. Horns up. Peace out.